100,000, maybe.
100,000. So he murdered 100,000 innocent Soviets.
They were not innocent. They were people who worked with the various conspiracies to overthrow socialism.
So
There were some people who were killed.
So now you're standing over here trying to overthrow capitalism. Am I supposed to kill you then to follow your logic? You're standing over here and the speakers over there are trying to overthrow capitalism. Should I murder them? Should I kill them? Would I be justified killing them then to follow your logic?
Are we doing conspiracies to try and
yes, you are.
Are we trying to assassinate Trump? Are we doing conspiracies?
Hey, how's it going? Oh, I'm famous.
I know that.
Good, how's it going?
But this is what he does. You go to all these rallies.
Not all this, just once in a blue moon, yeah.
And he talks to the people, and he tries to be an opposition viewpoint.
I'm asking questions, like this gentleman is saying Holodomor never happened. Well, guess what? I know someone, a friend of mine, whose mother actually lived through Holodomor. I mean, so there's an actual witness to Holodomor and what happened and how it happened. So this gentleman says that it's okay killing 100,000 people, allegedly only 100,000.
But that term means different things to different people. People that lived through it there are people that lived through it that had nothing to do with politics. It had to do with the way the farming was worked, the way the economy was run. That's why people didn't have food. That's what I hear from a lot of people.
Well, let's say if that's the case, then why, after the Soviet Socialist Revolution, the system was created that allowed millions of people die? So maybe there's something wrong then with this new system.
I don't think they were solidified.
So it would take 10 million dead to solidify socialist system. Is it worth it then?
No, I would say it would take a longer period of time.
But it's not a matter of time. It's the number of people dead.
Before the revolution, people were starving.
Well, on the Tsarist Russia, not really. Stalin's reforms, no, things were getting better in Tsarist Russia.
And people were starving before the revolution.
You heard. But then when there are actual facts that people died after the revolution as a result of the revolution, that you don't believe. So you have kind of selective.
I do believe people died.
This gentleman did. He said, no, it never happened.
Everybody has a different analysis. I think the starvation happened, but I don't believe it was starvation. The Holodrome makes it look like it's an ethnic thing against Ukrainians. That's the idea of the Holodrome, that it was a thing against the Ukrainians. I think Russians that lived in the same area also starved.
Yeah, but let's remove this ethnic premise. People died regardless. 10 million people died of starvation, no matter Ukrainian or Russian or anybody else. They perished because there is no food. And it happened after 1917 revolution. So, I mean, when you stop and think, if I came from Mars, I was like, maybe there's something wrong with the system, but they allow 10 million people die. I mean, come and stop and think about it, no?
Well, the way I see it is every revolution goes, the French especially, goes through a period where it's not solidified and
people die.
And people die.
So they have to die.
Revolution, I'm a good communist.
Really?
I'm not a good revolutionary.
To me,
there's a difference.
To me, a good communist is a dead guy. Exactly.
I know that.
Okay, well, anyway, good communist. Yeah. So what is a good communist?
But I'm not a good revolutionary.
I see.
In other words, I couldn't pick up a gun.
I see.
I couldn't do it.
But then you cannot be a communist, because communism is all about death and blood and destruction. You cannot be a good communist. It's an oxymoron. I mean, with all due respect, I lived through the system. I experienced it.
I think you could be a good communist.
No, you cannot. No. The system itself is so pernicious, it's so evil that it's just doesn't allow a peaceful coexistence between these systems?
I don't see it as evil. I was there for 3 months. I lived there for 3 months.
When? When was it?
76.
76.
I was there June, July, and August.
And you didn't say anything evil with an American passport, of course, and with American dollars, of course.
No, but I went to streets. Nobody stopped me. I went through the streets.
So?
People invited me into their homes.
Of course. There's nothing wrong with that.
I saw how they lived.
Yeah.
And I saw nothing but with nobody in the homes, just me and them. Praising socialism.
Of course they would praise social. What do you expect? They will complain to you and blame the system? They'll hand them in gulag. I mean, think about it. How
But
can...
I had people come up to me in the street.
Yes.
I remember this very clearly.
Yes.
I had 2 Jewish people
Yes.
come up to me and spoke Yiddish.
Yes.
The woman I was with spoke Yiddish. So she translated what they were saying. And this guy said, I want to get out. I want to go to West Germany.
Right.
My brother's in West Germany. I can make money in West Germany. That was my experience. Nobody dragged them away.
Of course, they're not gonna be. It's 1970s, mind you. It's Brezhnev time. Under Stalin regime, you didn't even have to do anything to say a word. They will send you to gulag on a whim. I mean, literally, on a whim.
But I was there in 76.
Well, 76 wasn't.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't Stalin's Soviet Union.
They called it the Golden Age.
Right,
Of
Golden Age. Really?
Soviet socialism. That's what
Golden
they
Age. Listen, when I lived over there.
The West, the Brezhnev years, the West calls it that. Economically, the people were doing better.
Really? And what is doing better in your mind in the Soviet Union? It's like standing in lines instead of 2 hours, just an hour and a half? That's doing better?
First of all, the standing in line thing is interesting.
To you, to a foreigner, who can go with American dollars to Berezka, the hard currency stores, and buy anything that you want.
I didn't do that.
I lived there. Listen.
You lived
And
there.
I was staying in line, and people would faint in line, standing in line for staples, bread, butter,
But
sour
there
cream,
was no rationing.
milk.
There was no rationing.
Well, there were periods. Of course, there was rationing.
No, there was
of
not
course,
rationing.
there were periods. Listen,
not
don't
in 76.
listen.
There was no
They were rationing.
If you're telling me that, then you're not telling the truth.
Well, of course,
You're not telling
they
the
were
truth.
rationing.
Come on.
They were rationing in a sense that you can get some staples in the store. In this sense, of course, it's not like the war where you can get nothing without the food guards. However, to get, let's say, I don't know, bananas. You know what bananas?
I know that. I know that.
How can you get bananas?
I know.
Or oranges?
When I was there, there was
on the
no.
herds of lodges.
Because the Soviet Union does not own Ecuador like the United States.
So
owns
it's better to live without bananas.
No,
Okay.
I'm just saying that the reason you can get bananas free, cheap in the United States is because the U.S. has a colonial relation with Ecuador, like with most of Latin America. And
So-
Ecuador is why is it that the government? Wait. Why was it that the government of Arbenz in Guatemala was overthrown so that Chiquita Bananas could get their free cheap bananas from
And
Guatemala?
American kids can enjoy bananas. So it's better for the Soviet kids not to have any bananas whatsoever. That's the logic.
point. No.
Because there were no bananas in USSR. Period.
Okay, so they can trade. They don't have to
There were
take
no
over
oranges
everybody.
in USSR either, so it's a good thing.
Not in,
There was
there are no oranges
even-
in the Caucasus. They don't grow oranges in the southern
That's
part.
besides the point where it grows. There was no such luxuries in the stores. Even bread, you would have to stand in line for bread, and if you don't come early enough, you'll run out of the stores. Will run out of bread. I lived it. You're telling me what life like was over there? I lived it.
When did you live there?
Listen, I was born in 1959.
Okay.
So I left in 1988. So it's not like I was a little kid that never went shopping. No, I left when I was an adult.
I visited in 1966.
With American dollars,
No,
American
I went
passport.
into a regular supermarket.
Really?
To buy.
There are no supermarkets in the Soviet Union.
Now I know that you're lying.
I'm lying.
Yeah, when
I'm lying.
you just said there were no supermarkets.
Of course there were no supermarkets.
I was in them.
Supermarkets in American sense, you take a card, you go through the aisles, it feels Berezka, exactly. And you take a shopping
I
card.
can't believe how you're lying bull-faced to me. Really? I'm serious.
I lived over there. There
I
are
don't
no
care, but
supermarkets.
you could live there, and I was in them.
There are
I
no
was in them. Don't tell me this.
there are no supermarkets in
All right.
American
Can I-
sense.
Oh, they were in American sense. Let me tell you the story.
Sure.
Let me tell you the real story.
Yeah, please do.
Okay.
Line 4 was the kvass trucks. That I remember.
What's that?
The trucks with kvass in Moscow. You know kvass?
With what?
Kvass.
Kvass. Of course I know kvass, yeah.
All right?
Yeah,
Because
of
they had the trucks in
Yeah.
the square.
And everybody would drink from the same glass, by the way.
Yes, I know that.
He knows that, okay.
In fact, I was telling somebody last night about that. You look at it as a negative thing.
Negative thing.
Today, a lot of people look at it positive.
Really?
Why?
Drinking from the same
environment-
glass?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Yeah.
Okay, please
The
do.
environment, the plastic that's destroying the oceans and everything, the glass, the paper. A lot of people, young people, especially young people, look at that as an improvement, not a negative thing.
Really?
It's funny how you look at it as negative. You know that's, and I remember how that worked. That machine. You turned your glass upside down.
Right.
Water would come and shoot out and
Right.
clean it out.
Right.
And you would put it in the same spot where
Right.
you had it originally.
Right, exactly.
Okay, let me tell you about the supermarkets that I saw
You
that I
saw.
was interested in.
Wait, what city, by the way?
It was in Moscow.
Moscow. Okay, the best supply city in the country that spans 9 time zones. Okay, but go
So I
ahead.
was in Moscow.
Yeah, I lived in Moscow. Okay.
And
anyway.
you say there's no supermarkets.
There
I
are
can't-
no supermarkets in American sense. There are supermarkets in the Soviet sense. And remember how it worked? There was a line, let's say, to get a milk. You get a milk, you go to the cashier, you pay to cashier, you come back with a check to retrieve your goods. That's how it worked. It's not like supermarkets
further than-
filled
it's
with
further than that.
filled with
They
food,
didn't have-
with the cards,
They didn't
you
have
fill up the
cash
card.
registers. They had abacus. They didn't have cash registers when I was there.
No, there was a cash register. Of course there
No.
was a cash register. Very simple.
No
Of course
cash
there were.
registers. They had an abacus.
Abacus is to count.
Yes.
Cash register to give you a receipt. You would have to get a receipt
They did everything with this abacus. And
to
I-
count. Correct.
Yes.
But you have, but still, there's a cash register to get. But go ahead. So,
But-
what is this
that's
supermarket
what-
that you observed? Well, what did it look like?
And
How did it shop
there were
it?
lines.
Of people.
No, there were lines, rows of lines with shelves. And there was fish and jars of fruit on the shelves. And I noticed they were interesting because the labels were not straight. The labels were slapped down crooked, and there was dirt.
And there were what?
There was dirt.
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 Okay.
On the jars.
So they surprised you?
Yes.
Really? Why so?
Because I never saw that here. I was brought up
Why is
that.
that?
I never saw that here.
Well, why didn't saw anything like, say dirty and disgusting as you saw in Russia? Why is that? In USSR, rather?
Because it showed me that it came right from there. It came right from the ground. They had an awkward way of working to get it, the assembly line, to get the label on. They didn't even clean off the dirt.
So that is surprising in a good way or a bad way?
Neither. It just surprised me.
But they had some feelings. It's like yuck. Didn't
No,
have like
no,
yucky
no,
feelings.
I
So
didn't.
you're okay that slapped the wrong way. It was dirt.
I said, look at this. I said,
Uh-huh.
they're so different from what I was brought up with. So that's what struck me.
Right.
I had a carriage where I walked around the aisle and I put stuff on.
And what was it? I'm sure there were not staples. There were no bananas. Did you see any bananas?
Oh, cans of tuna fish.
Well, yeah.
Tuna fish, because I was on a tuna fish diet. In fact, when I went,
It wasn't tuna. I'm sure it wasn't tuna. It was some other kilka. It's called kilka.
whatever, what was it? To me, it was a fish.
Yeah, okay.
Right?
In tomato sauce. Proverbial kilka in tomato sauce.
It was in tomato sauce.
See? I didn't even ask you. See? Nobody would buy stuff like that. That's why you saw it.
I liked it.
Well, you like it. When you have it once in a blue moon, coming to America, it's great. But if this is the only thing that you have every day, 365 days a year, you would want some variety. Did you see much more variety than just kilka in tomato sauce? Sardines in tomato sauce?
I have that here too. I eat sardines and tomato sauce.
Okay, so you were like,
Yeah, I eat that here too.
okay. But you were there for 3 months. Maybe for 3 months you can survive
And I
on
was
it.
offered a job teaching English.
Okay.
And I was 26 years old. And I offered a job teaching English, and I met a girl there. So then the only reason why I came back is my parents called me. I called my home. I called my parents every day. At that time, there was no cell phones.
There are not even direct connection from a regular phone. You will have to go to the telephone station to place a long-distance call. Forget about international.
Well, I did it in the hotel.
Well, maybe hotel a little
In
different.
the hotel, so I called up in the hotel. I had a room in the hotel. And my parents said, no, you got to come back. We fixed up your room. We did all this. I was still living at home. And Italian-American, that's my background. We used to be very close to our parents. I don't know about the young people today. But we were very close to our parents. So I came back. But I felt so different than you did.
Of course. You know why you felt so different? You had an American passport that allowed you to leave anytime you started feeling uncomfortable. I didn't have this luxury. I was dying to get the hell out at any cost. I was even trying to sort of set up an escape route. Of course, it was so stupid because I was still being arrested by the KGB and sent to Gulag and probably never survived.
You were anti-Soviet for a long time.
Yes, I was anti-Soviet my entire life.
Okay.
Because
that had to do with relatives?
Common sense. No, it has everything to do with common sense. It has everything to do with the fact that here I'm living in a system where, look at East Germany and West Germany, maybe even a little bit better example, because right there you can see the physical barrier between two different systems. They had a constitution. Based on this constitution, I have the right to do what I wanted. It was almost like American constitution. So here I am trying to get out. Based on the constitutional rights, I can do it. In practicality, I cannot. Here I am as a chemical engineer.
Okay,
wait. Don't even start. Wait a second.
No, it makes no difference.
No, it makes no difference.
It makes no difference if you're a taxi driver or a chemical
It makes
engineer.
no difference.
Why doesn't
Everybody
it?
was suffering the same way. I wanted to go to medical school, and I'm Jewish. And they say, a Jew? No way you can go to medical school. No way. So I couldn't pursue a career that I wanted to pursue. I couldn't live where I wanted to live because you can't just, hop in the car or in the train and go to Moscow or St. Petersburg or any place.
But this anti-Semitism that you saw,
yes,
I saw the opposite.
Really?
I saw affirmative action way back from the time of Lenin. Yeah, really. Affirmative action where they would give the Jews preference in the universities.
Really?
They gave them preference because...
So am I lying again? I was the one who finished school, in the Crimea.
It had nothing to do with your Jewishness.
It has everything to do.
It was none of the reason.
So you are sitting here, an American who never lived in the USSR, who never went to school, who never went to college.
I lived there for 3 months. That means a lot.
No,
that means a lot. Living in a place for 3 months.
Then maybe you didn't learn what life really like over there. If you're telling me,
I spoke to the people.
Of course, if we speak in typical Soviets, they will tell you that everything is cool and dandy. Absolutely, that's exactly what I'm going to tell you. You know why? You're an American. Actually, they're risking their freedoms talking to you.
I know that.
So you know that. So what do you expect them to tell you? If just the fact that they're standing next to you is kind of risky, do you expect them to say, oh, life sucks in USSR, everything is bad? You really expect them saying that? You have to be brave to say that.
I just told you, we had a Jewish guy
who
came up to us in the middle of the street in the daytime.
And he said he wanted to leave.
Yes.
So he was not happy. So the only person who actually...
And nobody took him away in chains. Nobody.
Of course they're not going to grab... How do they know that he spoke with you and he was saying what he was saying? And after all, those were not Stalin's times. I was saying a lot of stuff over there. They only caught up with me in 1985 when I was finally summoned to Lubyanka. It was the scariest day in my life. So eventually it does catch up with you. And again, mind you, it was kind of after Khrushchev, thaw, it was Brezhnev's time, stagnation. Those were not Stalin's time that I lived in. If I did, I wouldn't have a luxury of speaking with you right now, obviously.
You were definitely not in that period. I understand. Your age doesn't put you in that period.
That's what I'm saying. So that's why they were not whisked away right away. But the only person who spoke with you candidly was the one who told you that they want to get out. I mean, think about it. Put two and two together, right?
The reason he gave me, told me, that he wanted to get out for money. That's what he said.
Really, for money?
That's what he told me.
Okay, let's say for money. That's a reason enough. If you cannot make money, and by the way, in socialism, as you know, probably learned over there being there 3 months, you cannot make a profit. Profit is right? So you cannot own anything, literally. No private property, You cannot own a business. Everything belongs to the government. Your life belongs to the government.
I think that's true in a lot of countries.
No, it's not.
Capitalist or
No, it's not.
socialist.
Absolutely not.
If you're in Mexico and it's a capitalist country, it's not a socialist country. Your life, you live, if the government allows you to live, you live in Mexico. It's that bad. I know people that come from there and they tell me this.
It's bad, but it's up to them to change the system. In the USSR, it's really not up to them. You're sitting over here, you're espousing this communist propaganda, and nothing is happening to you. I mean, there are NYPD around here protecting you. In the Soviet Union, if you were doing something like that and you're advocating for capitalism, you would have been sent away to gulags right away, never heard from again, ever. See the difference, fundamental difference between the two?
I understand that.
Good.
Okay. But you have to understand that we're ineffective. If we became effective, like we did in the 30s, when the communists were growing in the 30s, they had to have a McCarthy period in the 50s. To get rid of us. That's what the McCarthy period was.
Too bad that he didn't. Too bad.
But you see,
some of you survived.
on one hand,
good communists.
And there are bad communists. I agree. There are bad communists. But I think there are also bad capitalists. A lot of bad capitalists. And then there's wannabes like you. You're a wannabe. You really want to be a capitalist. And as I told my dad, my dad was petty bourgeois, middle class.
Okay.
And he owned his own business, but he always wanted to be bigger. And
Okay.
I said, Daddy, you're not going to be a Rockefeller. Rockefeller is a family in this country that's very wealthy. I said, you'll never be. You're always going to be, because the big fish eat the little fish. That's the way it is in the capitalism.
But do you remember how Rockefeller actually started?
Yes.
Do you remember that he lived in poverty?
I know
with
the Ludlow Massacre.
single
How
mom.
come you forget about the Ludlow Massacre?
No, I'm talking about a person who started from nothing, dirt poor, and became one of the richest men in the world. But only in America. It would never happen in a socialist country.
Because they allow us to live off the labor of other people. It's called exploitation. You don't see that. I know you don't see that.
No.
It makes no sense to you.
If I hire you, am I exploiting you? Of course you get it like that, because in the Soviet Union there was no exploitation. There was no exploitation, except the government squeezed you completely. And by squeezing, what I mean, when you were like, oh, you're an engineer. Well, guess what? In the Soviet Union, I'm sure you know that, you heard it. The system was designed in such a way, they made sure that people with higher education, because it's the country of the workers, if you say, the workers would be paid at least 50% more than the higher educated people like engineers and doctors and so on.
Who
Right?
pays for the education in this country to make money? People have to pay for it themselves. Under socialism, the state, and this is how it worked, because everybody worked together.
Right.
Profit. There was profit, by the way. When
Really?
they sold cars, it went back into the society. It didn't go into your pocket. You're right.
It went to the government.
It
That's
went
right.
not to the government, to the society. You call it the government, I call it the society. That's the difference.
And then the government would distribute the wealth, right? Would
How?
distribute.
How do they do that? They
Well,
did it with cheap housing.
Really?
They did it with paid vacation for 1 month.
Really?
Yeah, really.
You're telling me that. Now let's stop.
Yeah.
Wait.
They told me this.
Let's stop at housing.
You're telling me that they're all lying. but
No.
you're telling the truth.
It was paid vacation, 1 month vacation, guaranteed. I know that. But housing.
So why did you say really?
Well,
when
because-
I said paid vacation, you said really?
No, I said the housing.
Really?
It was referring to housing.
Oh, you didn't say that. You didn't make that clear. You didn't
I'm
make
making
that
it clear now. So how do you say you'll get housing in USSR? What's your concept of getting housing in USSR?
A country that was destroyed in World War II. Why are you doing that? Why are you going? I've heard that before.
No, because
That is bullshit.
because
That is bullshit.
Soviet
you
Union
don't
is
know what it is like. This country doesn't know what it's like. The buildings that were standing here 100 years ago.
West Germany.
Minsk was wiped out.
What about Germany? What about Dresden? Was it wiped out?
By who?
Dresden,
By
Cologne.
who?
It doesn't matter who.
It does matter
Well,
who.
let's
It
say
does matter who.
Cologne in the let's say evil British, evil Americans.
Let's forget about the word evil. It was done by the British and the Americans, not by the Soviets.
Right.
Remember that. Who dropped the bomb in Hiroshima? The Americans, not
evil
the
Americans.
Soviets.
Evil Americans.
You put the word evil. The reason why you do that is to try to make it look what I'm saying is ridiculous.
No, this is the reason I'm bringing it up. So Dresden was wiped out, right? And other places in USSR were wiped out too. However, after the war, when the cities,
Marshall Plan, remember that?
Okay, so whatever it was,
the Marshall Plan did not involve the socialist countries. Did not involve.
Whose fault is that? If the Soviets separated themselves and making deliveries to East Berlin, we had to airlift all the supplies to East Berlin. I mean, whose fault? I mean, West Berlin. Whose fault was that?
I'll tell you whose fault was it.
Whose fault?
You don't know your history at all.
Really?
Yeah, you don't know your history. You're cocky. You know what that means, cocky?
Yeah, I know. I speak English.
Yeah, all right. No, a lot of people don't. A lot of young people don't know what the word cocky means.
Which one, cocky?
No, a lot of young people in this country do not know what the word cocky means.
I know what cocky means. Okay.
I'm saying, so you say, of course I know.
Of course I know.
I'm a former teacher. I can tell you, they don't know anything.
That's
Kids
true.
know nothing today.
That's true.
And it's getting worse.
That's why they like socialism. But anyway.
No. They like socialism because they're fed up with capitalism.
Really?
They are. And they see the inhumanity that we have here. For some reason, you gloss over all those millions and millions in Indonesia, in India, who were murdered by imperialism, Western imperialism. You gloss that over, and you take a magnifying glass. Here's what you do. I know your tactic. You take a magnifying glass and you point to the small problems that they had. They had problems.
Who?
The Soviet Union.
One small problem, or a couple.
I never said one.
Okay.
You said one.
You said problem. Singular. You're a teacher.
I said
S. Okay, S. Okay.
You can't hear me because
Yeah, I know. It's too loud.
All right? So the small problem. Did you take it?
What's that?
I'd love to cut in, but I don't want to mess up your interview.
You don't want to do what?
Mess up your interview.
You want to participate?
I'm going to make a comment. Sir, I really believe you're sincere. I believe you're sincere, but unless you actually live
I lived there for 3 months.
in China,
Not in China.
my family
No, not in China.
Let me tell you something. Is it a small problem when you put old people in chains on their knees, 77 and upper, because they believe in God?
I agree with you. on that.
Is that a small problem? You said we're picking small problems, comparing it to bigger problems like imperialism. Is that a smaller problem than imperialism? I don't think so.
We'll put it this way. More people were killed by imperialism than the few people who believed in a supernatural being. That's a religion. They believed in that and they were persecuted. I don't
You
agree.
really believe Queen Isabella believed in God?
I don't believe in God, no.
Do you believe Queen Isabella believed in God?
Queen Isabella? You mean from the way back when Columbus discovered America?
No, with the war against the Muslims.
Oh yeah.
She wasn't doing it for God, you know. She was doing it for herself. You fell for it and said she's a representative of religion. She is not a representative of religion.
But she
The Crusades were not. It's a lie. Just like you say Trump lying. She was lying just as much as you say Trump lies. You actually fell for her.
I listen to what people say.
She is not a representative of God.
All right, look.
You know what she used to do? She used to kill Jews. And the point is, if she's a representative of God, no true Christian would kill a Jew.
I agree.
If you kill a Jew, you're not a Christian.
But you're arguing with somebody who agrees with you.
Yeah, but people like, I'm not saying you personally, but this group would use that crusade as an example of imperialistic abuse in the name of God. It wasn't in the name of God because God didn't approve of it. God never approved of
We
it.
have on our table a Roman Catholic publication. I can only speak for my group. I can't speak for the other groups. And what
Remember, Roman Catholics don't represent all Christians.
I understand.
He's a good communist. So we should give him slack.
Let me ask you a simplistic question.
I'm a bunch of contradictions.
Let me ask you a simplistic question. Okay, you may think it's too simplistic because you're a teacher, but I disagree with you if you say it's too simplistic. If this is such a hellhole here, that all of our problems are so much worse than the other problems. Why are they leaving their countries with smaller problems to come to a country with bigger problems?
I can tell you that right away.
Tell me.
Okay.
Give me a good damn reason why.
The same reason why my grandfather came here
Why?
when he was 13 from Italy, from Sicily.
Why would you leave a good country to a bad country?
He left Italy because there was no jobs.
So
That's
what
why
that
he
tell
left
you?
Italy.
So it's a better country than the United States. So you would say that's a lesser of two evils, right?
I didn't use that word. Lesser of two evils?
Which is a lesser of two evils?
I don't do that.
Well, you don't do it then. That's a philosophical error.
No, because I
It is an error.
The lesser of two evils itself is evil. Itself is evil. The lesser of two evils philosophy.
I don't agree with that.
is evil. All right,
If I got a snake versus a shark in the ocean, guess which one I'm going to run from first? It's a lesser of two evils. You have to pick. It's not a remote problem like you're trying to make it to be. That's an exaggeration. It's a common problem. You have two bad guys who don't like each other, but they don't like you either, and they both want to come for you. So you got to pick which one you have the best chance of surviving it. That's called a lesser of two evils. No exceptions.
As long as one goes with that theory.
You're saying that it's evil in itself. I don't agree. Survival is not evil. If I pick the guy I have a better chance of surviving against, in other words, I'm going to use New York language. Who do I have the best chance of kicking their ass?
But
Wait, let me finish. The person who I can kick the ass the most likely, that's the guy I'm going for.
But ultimately,
Right?
Ultimately,
Is that the lesser of two evils? Yes or no? No. Is that not the lesser of two evils?
yes, it's the lesser.
I don't
of
like
two
either
evils.
one of them.
But the lesser two evils will eventually get you.
All right, how
You
y'all
choose
doing? Let's
this
give him a
one.
round of applause.
This
So in other words, if a guy comes to you with a knife who's 6'9" with a big machete, and a guy with a little pen knife who's 5'1", you're telling me that's not a common problem? People want to rob people all the time. They don't necessarily join together. There's different robbers out there. You're telling me this is like a naive example? Come on now, this happens all the time. You haven't been in New York very much, or you didn't pay attention.
I was born here.
So was I, man. What year were you born?
Here, 1947.
All right.
May 4th.
Then you got no excuse.
May 4th.
Then you have no
Happy
excuse.
birthday.
Then you have no excuse.
I'm going to be
This
71.
city is full of situations like that. You have no excuse. If you say it's not true, you're a liar.
I'm saying capitalism, this is where we differ, causes the problems we're having.
I'm not saying it doesn't, but the problem, which is worse, being told that you have to watch what you speak. This is what happens in communist country. You said you lived in China? I don't believe
No,
you.
I didn't say China. I never said
Where'd you
that.
live?
Soviet Union.
Soviet Union.
For 3 months as an
And
American
you're
citizen.
telling me they have complete freedom of speech. Say whatever the hell you want.
All I,
No. See, you're hesitating. That means it's not true.
no, because I have to
If you were a trained judge, you would determine that witness is hesitating, trying to reformulate his answer.
I have to put it.
No.
I got to put it in a different way.
No, you don't.
The way
You're a
putting
teacher.
it-
You're a teacher. You don't have to put it in a different way.
You
put it-
do.
No, you don't. You have no excuse. You're a teacher. You got no excuse.
I gotta get back to this.
I'm a New Yorker, old school, man. I call it the way I see it. I may be wrong, like Mayor Koch always said, but this is the way I see it with the information I'm given. The information you're giving me does not change my mind. Because it's not powerful enough or consequential enough. You're making all these things, oh, he's picking on little things. Maybe he is picking on little things. Doesn't mean that the other guy doesn't have bigger problems. I don't want to tell the police where I'm going every time I leave a province. And then tell the province I'm coming to that I arrived. And then I have to tell them I left to go back to the other province. And then check in with my old province. I don't like that. You want to talk to the police every day? You want to travel across state lines? I don't.
But what you're talking about,
It's common, man. It's not rare. Talk about common problems. Talk about rare issues.
many people do not go anywhere to any of this. Many people.
Many people don't travel across the province line.
That's the reason. But they
No,
don't
same
go
thing in
through.
New York. They don't travel across New Jersey either. How many people in New York don't even know what New Jersey looks like?
Anyway, the bottom line
Bottom line
is
is people that travel.
social.
I don't want to tell anybody that's none of their business where I'm going, who I'm with, who I sleep with, who I marry, who I want to be romantic with. I don't want to tell anybody. It's none of their damn business. And that's the truth.
All right, let me
It's not violable.
Let me put it to you this way. There's a comic. I remember from the 1930s. A comic, a cartoon, and it was a bum with a stick. At the end of the stick, he had his whole life wrapped up in a kerchief, and he goes and he sees a pile of garbage, and he jumps on it and he says, "No commie is going to take my garbage from me." And that's exactly what I hear you saying. I hear you
Wait,
saying...
compare my right to travel is garbage?
No,
How dare you?
No, I'm not saying
If you are, bring up a different one. Nobody's going to take my diamond and my money from me. That'd be different than garbage, because garbage is basically what it is, trash. Pick a difference then. Nobody's going to take my child from me. Use that instead of garbage. That is the situation they're doing. They're taking my child, my money, my diamonds, all that's worth to me.
It goes along...
No.
So
garbage.
we are...
Garbage is not the same thing. I'm saying something that's valuable to all humans. Their
By the way,
livelihood.
you are being taped.
I don't care.
You said you didn't want to be taped. That's all.
I didn't say that.
You said...
I didn't want to interrupt your interview.
Oh, I thought you didn't want to be on the
Come on,
interview.
you're a teacher now. You know the difference between tape and interview. Come on, it's not even rhyming. Come on now.
Anyway, you're from China, right, originally?
Oh, my family's from China.
Your family, that's what I mean.
They ran from a country that has bigger problems than imperialism.
There's no such a thing as imperialism in this country.
Well, I
It's
disagree.
a good old capitalism, the system that works. Mao Zedong was the biggest killer that has ever existed in humankind.
Biggest healer?
The biggest killer ever.
Killer or
Mao
healer?
Zedong.
Killer or healer?
Killer, yeah, killer.
He's denying all that.
I know.
You say Mao Zedong,
Listen,
Stalin.
he lived,
Mao Zedong.
he quote unquote.
But also on that same list, Chiang Kai-shek. You have to be fair here.
No, come on. By comparison,
three.
you were talking.
Number three.
Come, of course not.
Take a look at the list.
Listen, killing a commie is a good thing.
The reason
A
why.
good communist is a dead communist. So Chiang Kai-shek was killing bad communists.
Right, but you're also killing innocent people that he never gave a trial.
Well, people back
That's not
then,
good. That's not good.
you cannot be perfect. But if you were
I'm
to
not saying be
choose,
perfect, but you should be as close to perfect as humanly possible. And he wasn't as close to perfect.
it doesn't work that way.
It does work that way.
It doesn't work
I
that.
say it works that way. It works that way because
It
I know the
doesn't.
truth.
It
You
doesn't.
can't violate my truth. You
It
cannot.
doesn't.
It does.
Work.
They
Can I
don't
finish?
they don't do it right doesn't mean it doesn't work that way. That somebody steals doesn't mean that you can't have a bank that nobody steals at. It does work that way. Because somebody
Can I finish?
violates that rule doesn't mean it
You
works that way.
are talking about a perfect society.
No, I'm talking about closer to perfect than it already
You're
is.
talking about
No,
close to perfect.
no. I don't want perfect because perfect is the enemy of good. I want a good society.
So the good society is the one that we have here. A
No,
republic,
it's
democracy.
It's better than the other one. I agree.
Chiang
Look,
Kai-shek.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying. Don't put words in my mouth now. I'm not on his side. My point
I
is,
know.
there's a third viewpoint that you guys don't see.
Which is
You see his viewpoint, he sees yours, and that's it. He doesn't see the other.
so. What's the third
My
one?
viewpoint is that we did wrong too.
America is America.
We did.
We're the beacon to the world.
We did.
Whatever we did,
Okay, all right.
almost nothing
Let me
wrong.
ask you a question.
We saved civilization so many times. Civilization. I'm not talking about minor
Let me get a
things.
word in here. Can I
Civilization.
get a word in here, please?
Yes.
The word, you ever hear the word cult?
Go ahead.
Okay,
Yeah.
you know what the definition of a cult follower is?
What's your
One who
point?
cannot criticize their leader and group effectively. If you can't criticize your leader and group effectively, then your statement that not everything's perfect is bullshit.
So what's your point?
Because you can't bring up what's not perfect about it.
What's not perfect
That makes
about?
you a cult member, my man, and he's a cult member. Just different cults.
All
You're
right.
like a Hare Krishna
All right. That's the way you think.
because you can't criticize your leader.
Of course you mean
You can't.
in America?
You can't.
In America?
No, not that you're not
In the
allowed
United
to.
States?
Not that you're not allowed. I don't mean can't, not allowed. Can't, not able. The ability to do so, even when you're allowed to, you cannot take advantage of that ability.
How so?
Because you haven't said a single thing that's negative about this country.
Of course I do. I hate
negative?
Obama. How about that? I hate the Democrats. How about
What's negative
that?
about the system here? Capitalism. What's negative about capitalism?
It's the best system.
Well, I
It's
didn't
not
say otherwise.
perfect.
You're changing the words like a politician. I didn't say it's not the best system. What's negative about the best system?
Because we're
It's not perfect. It has to have
because
some negatives. Otherwise, it's perfect. Otherwise, it's perfect, man. If there's no negatives, it's perfect.
well, let's say when we talk about our system of government, well,
No.
I'm getting
Capitalism,
there.
Economics. We're talking about government. Government's not economics.
Well, but it comes from the government. Whatever negative we have,
Government's not economics. Economics is the doing of business.
right? Exactly.
What's
but
wrong with the way we do business? If you can't say it, that means you're a cult member.
okay, then I'm a cult member.
Well, then stop it.
Okay.
Stop it. You're an adult.
Okay, then.
Stop being a child and being a cult member.
Okay, nice talking to you.
Arguing is part of America. If you
Let
don't
me
like
shake
it,
your
go
hand.
back to Russia.
A good communist.
They don't like arguing either.
You
That's
never
why they're
met one
bad.
like me.
Huh?
You never met one like
And
me.
you never
No,
met
of
one
course
like
not.
me either, my man.
No, I'm telling you. A lot of them
never will.
do bad things.
I know. You are a good commie, I know.
I really am. I really
know.
should have been a priest, but that's another story.
They don't like priests in communist countries.
And the racing grannies are going to be
Well, you can be a good capitalist. How about that?
I
my
know.
man.
I don't want to
No.
be part of that. My
My
father
grandfather-
wanted that.
My grandfather
Sorry.
was a minister. He's put in prison because of that.
Yeah.
Not because of subversion or spying.
Yeah, I understand, but I don't agree with all that.
But the point is, it's a part of it.
Doesn't have to be.
It already is. Just like you said,
Doesn't
when I said it didn't have to be like that here, you condemn me for saying it didn't have to be like that because it already is. Therefore, I can't take it back. So you can't have it both ways, man. If I'm not allowed to take it back, neither can you. They did what they did, and they did what they did here. So the point is, if you can't take it back, then there's no discussion. You have to be allowed the taking of back of it. See, that's part
Hey,
of.
nice talking to
Very
you.
philosophical.
That's a part of life, my man. No philosophical discussion.
See
You're
ya.
an animal. You're not a human. It's a basic animal. They don't philosophize. You ever see a dog philosophize? Never.